Hello friends, this is Diane. I'm working on the iris journal. I had a name for it and I forgot what it was now. I looked up what the meaning of iris is in the language of flowers, and it had several definitions and I forgot which one I chose. But anyway, you'll find out what the name of it is. So I am going to just do a few more ephemera pieces for these journals. I need to have some more pockets, and I made some tags, and I wanted some journaling spots. So these are going to be, oh, my stamps just fell off my tray there. These are going to be just glued onto a page and probably a side tuck, but you can open it up and write on it. So I'm going to finish these. I have one for each signature. I just took a cut-off piece of paper, which happens to be not just about 4 inches, and I didn't measure. I just folded down the top and folded that up, and there we have it. So I'm going to round the corners. I like to hold those two edges together just because my rounder works better on a double layer of paper. And I'm going to just rub some purple ink on it on the inside. Then I just have some digital pieces, this circle with irises on it, and then these two labels that I will add, and then I'm going to add some lace to the flappy part. I'm keeping these journals relatively simple, or this journal. I'm only making one. But there will still be plenty. I have quite a bit of ephemera to use, so I want to use as much of it as I can without overdoing. And I still want it to be pretty and elegant, just like an iris is. I brought some laces over here that I can choose from. These are laces that I just got at the flea market. So there's no purple, but there's a deep blue, and we talked about the deep blue purpley irises that I love. So I could use that or this black one. I think I might like the black on this purple. Just need to find the end of it. Oh, there it is. That looks quite pretty. can let a little bit of the lacy part hang off the edge, but not all of it because I don't want it to hang over that. And that makes a simple but pretty little journaling space. And we'll glue it onto the page, and then we'll move on to the other two, adding some lace to them. Let's see which one this was supposed to go on. Not that one. This one will do. And I can leave it open here so we can tuck something in there. I left the wrong side open. You might hear the garbage truck outside. And I don't yet know what will go in there. We'll figure that out later. I could use the same piece on all of them. Let's see what else we have. I like variety. Got this purple piece. I don't know if I want to use it, but we can try it. Don't like it on that. It's better on that, but I think we can do better. That looks pretty. I like that. I'm just gonna, let's see. I'm gonna cut this half piece off. We'll just have 3 whole flowers that won't quite go all the way across, but I think that looks pretty. That might be a little too small. This one is actually deeper than the other ones. Like I said, I didn't measure, I just folded. I think I'm going to look for something a little wider. Maybe I could use this. No. Well, maybe. Let me try it. some of this off. And put some ribbon across that. I think that would be pretty. See if we have a ribbon that would work. I've got a purple one, but I don't think I want purple on that one. Maybe this green would be pretty on it. Or a cream. Or that green might be better. They look like my best options. I think I'm gonna just want the cream. Yeah, I think so. It's a Pico Edge Cream satin ribbon. I like that one. Okay. Now I can add these to the books. I think we just did this one. Yep. See which way I want it. That way. Now let's see if I can put the glue on the right edges this time. That edge. When I put a video on my channel, I schedule it. Usually I schedule it for 8 p.m. and right now I have a few days scheduled. But once in a while I forget to change the default from midnight to 8. So once in a while I have a video go up at midnight, which was the case today. So instead of 8 o'clock, it was already, when I woke up, it had already been on my channel for hours. So in case you're wondering why that happens, if you ever notice that, it's just because I'm not paying attention, which I'm guilty of quite often in many areas of my life. All the pockets that I had done yesterday were on the front, in the front half of the signature. So we had these big pockets and a fabric pocket. Is that all we did? Yeah, I guess that's all we did. But we did the collage on the front. It's not a pocket. So I need to do some stuff on the back side. So this is a journaling space and a pocket when it's dry. I wanted to try making a pocket with my iris stamp. This is not a big stamp. It is long, but it's very narrow, so it doesn't have a big presence. But I saw this when I was going through my folders of ideas from magazines, and this is from not Stampin' Up, one of the Somerset Studio magazines. Oh, maybe this is Stampin' Up. No, I don't know. It might be from one of their catalogs, because this is their stamp, I think. Anyway, I thought this would be something fun that I could turn into. It's a card, but I could turn it into a pocket. It has script stamp and postage stamps, some craft paper, and the stamped image, and some vellum with a word stamped on it. So I'm going to make some form of this, I think. Let's see what we can do. And I also brought in some mulberry paper. I have lavender vellum, and I have scraps of white vellum. And I have mulberry paper that I could use for collaging on in this journal. Oh, and these are the tags I made with my Cricut. I was going to bring the cartridge in, but it's called Picturesque. The cartridge is Picturesque, and it has these fancy little embellishments that you can cut out, but I mostly use the cartridge for tags, because with every embellishment there's a tag that goes with that design. So I just chose some swirly looking things and used yellow and green and purple to make some tags. I won't use all of these in this journal, but I'll have some there. What I did not do was pull out something for the pocket base. So let's see, I have green cardstock in here and yellow, but I don't have a purple. Let's see where I would want to put this pocket. Maybe right on the back page. I'm thinking I might want to just do a cream color pocket. And I do have a piece of cream colored cardstock. I'm not prepared for this at all. I didn't get anything out. So we're just going to wing it and see how it goes. Well, the only thing I got out was the vellum. I didn't get out stamps or anything like that. I have to make sure that this will fit on with room to spare. It's going to be a deep pocket. It really doesn't give much room. Look at all this space here. So we're just going to have to make it work, because I don't want it to be deeper than that, really. Now I will stamp this onto another piece of cream. just cut it out. Okay, it'll fit on there. I'm going to take a scrap of vellum. I'm going to try stamping on lavender and white. I'm going to do lavender first. So, I gotta get my words out. My tripod's in the way. So, I'm going to just move you down a little bit. Okay. Sorry. I am going to use the word grace, because I like that word. Get my tear ruler. So the vellum does it kind of weird, but we'll go with it and see how it looks. Might help if I had my ruler right way up. Yeah, that's better. I had my ruler upside down. So I would make 3 pockets with the same stamp, but I could use a different word for each one. And now I'll put some mulberry paper behind there instead of the craft like they have. Where did I put my mulberry paper? I'll try the green. This isn't mulberry paper, but it's got fibers in it. Just make this a little bit narrower. And go ahead and glue it. No, I can't do that yet. I have to stamp the background. Looking for my script. Here it is, down on the bottom, of course. And I'll use my soft suede. right side up. Because it looks upside down, but I wrote on there that I put the label on it upside down. I peeled it off the wooden block, and peeled the label off, and then stuck the label on the rubber, but I did it upside down. Now, they have some stamped stamps, but I wonder if I could just add some real stamps. I could find some in appropriate colors. I know I don't have any iris ones, but if I just have some to add color. It's Queen Elizabeth. I want them in a couple different sizes too. It's a lily, but I like the color. Well, maybe it's not a lily, but it's not an iris either. Alright, don't take too long. I'll just pull this green one out. Don't know what it is. Oh, it's a dam with water flowing over it. So that'll work. I've got purple and green. I would like a yellow, but in the right shade. Or some neutral color. It's just a scene, landscape. This is taking longer than I expected it to. Okay. And I could add some numbers. I have my little boxes here. This says everything red, this says everything pink, and this says everything green. Because these were digitals that I got from, I forgot. But I pulled out the green because they have a lot of numbers in them. So it was quite a few pages of numbers and labels in that particular color. So there's a coupon here, a ticket, and some numbers. So I think I have enough to add on to that. They left this side just plain. Alright, so I'm going to glue this down. ink around that. I guess I'll use a little bit of green to ink around that. I will stamp my word. It doesn't even look purple, it looks kind of pink. Now, vellum is not very porous, so you have to be careful not to smear it. If I touched it right now, I would smear it. They put some brads in the stamped piece, but I think I would rather put them in the vellum piece. Or these things that I never use. I could use some of those. Okay, so do I want to put the stamps on? Yeah, underneath the vellum. I guess that's dry. I can trim it now. Do I want to tie a ribbon around that? It would have to be a pretty narrow ribbon, and I don't know that I have the right one. I do have silk ribbon that is quite thin. It's just not patterned. What do I do with it? Oh, here it is. I rearranged and I have to remember where I put the things. So I have this in a lot of colors. I could put some purple on it. Here's the tricky part. Holding it tight. That's not too bad. One end ended up way shorter than the other one though. But I think it works. this hair doesn't go away. Okay, I think that's looking good. Now let's add the stamps. I think that'll make a nice pocket. And we might be done just about in time for this video. I did pick out some antique postcards, not floral ones, because I don't have any iris and I didn't want to use other florals, but I picked out some that I can put in the pockets. I think I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on this knot, because if it accidentally got untied, it would be very hard to tie it again since the ends are already cut short. Hopefully that'll dry clear and it'll hold the knot. All right, I lost my vellum. There it is. All right, the ribbon is slipping underneath the vellum. So I think I'm going to put a dab. What happened? There, nothing happened. Okay, and I just pulled on that to make that a little smaller. I'm going to put a little dab of glue here. Okay, now let's see about the flat back. curls here. I always have trouble with these. I think that's why I don't bother with them, because they're so fiddly. I used to have some tweezers in here. I don't know how well they'll work, but we'll try. I think we just want a small size. Oh, maybe we want a bigger size. The only problem is they're on a pocket, and you can't take the pocket out of the journal. Oops. To write on, you know, to remove the bumps. I think I'll just put a couple on this end, not one on each end, because we have this over here. So if I just put 3 of them down here, in which case, if we're putting 3 together, I think the small one would work. And that will help balance out the card. So you might not want to watch me fiddle with this. We'll see how I do. Yeah, I think I like having 3 there. Yeah, that's nice. I'll just move them in a little bit. So I'm just going to use some probably glossy accents to glue that down, and that'll be complete. I don't need to glue that on camera because I'm running out of time here. But that will make a nice pocket, and I'll probably ink around the edges of the pocket too. Oops. So that will go here, and we'll tuck something pretty in the pocket. Alright, that takes care of this video for today. I have a lot more work to do on these journals, and I'll just carry on. So I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a creative day today. Bye-bye.